Hi, I'm Gil Benbrook from Phoenix Stages and TalkinBroadway.com, and I'm here at Arizona Broadway Theater talking to Laurie Elizabeth Gardner, who's playing Sherri in Rock of Ages, which runs through June 19th at Arizona Broadway Theater. So hi, Laurie.
Hi.
Thanks for taking some time to answer some questions about the show.
Absolutely.
So in Rock of Ages, you play the character Sherri Christian.
Mm-hmm.
So what can you tell us about Sherri?
Sherri is a Midwestern girl, and she leaves home on a whim, and she wants a bigger life. She has these dreams that she knows that there are better and bigger things for her, and she goes to LA, and the show kind of is the story of her journey and where she begins and where she ends up.
All right, well, talking about that journey, you've played a couple different interesting parts.
Yes.
Last season you were Cosette here in Les Miserables.
Yes.
But you also played Anna in Cuff Me, the 50 Shades of Grey parody musical off Broadway.
Yes.
Those are two very different parts.
Very different.
And Sherri also sort of is a combination of the two. She, like you said, comes to LA with big dreams of being a big singer, but she also ends up being a waitress and has a little bit of a stint as a stripper too.
Yeah.
So how difficult is it to play all those different kinds of parts?
I don't find it difficult at all. I feel like when you are given a role, you have to do what we call table work, and you have to prepare in your script. And I think of myself as an actor first, and so I like to prep and kind of read the script and see how does this character that I'm going to portray fit in the whole storyline of the show. I have a blast doing really classical pieces like Cosette, and then I have a blast doing things opposite, like Eponine or Anna in 50 Shades of Grey. So I like when it gets to mix up a little bit.
Well, I guess Sherri's sort of a combination of all those different people. So.
Yeah, I mean, I see Sherri as a little quirky because I feel like she has to fit in this world of Rock of Ages. And Rock of Ages is a big musical, and if she's too kind of straight tone, I don't think she really fits in that world. How would you believe that she could become a part of this? So luckily at ABT they've let me put a little bit of quirk in her, which I enjoy.
So you also played this part a couple of months ago at the Palace Theater in New Hampshire.
Yes.
So what did you learn from that, from playing it there, and also now revisiting the part here, where maybe you changed the way that you played the part a few months ago?
Well, it's always interesting because every cast, there's going to be a different energy and a different dynamic. And so my Sherri at the Palace Theater is a different Sherri than here with Curtis. And Curtis and I have been working...
And that's Curtis Overby, who's the director of choreography.
Yes. And we've been working really diligently with cast kind of looking over us to really figure out what the Sherri needs to be here for this production in ABT.
Okay. So in Rock of Ages, there's a ton of 80s big famous hit songs in it. What's your favorite song that you get to sing in the show?
Ooh, my favorite song. There's so many good ones. I have to say, well, Dead or Alive is my favorite song just in general in the show. I love singing Don't Stop Believin', and I love singing I Hate Myself for Loving You. I think that's my favorite. Okay. It's awesome.
Why do you think? I mean, this show was sort of a quirky hit. Started off Broadway. Started I think in Vegas, then ended up off Broadway, and then ended up on Broadway. It was nominated for a bunch of Tony Awards.
For a long time. Had a long run. Yeah.
And then even moved to another theater in its run on Broadway. Why do you think this show was such a big hit with audiences?
I think because you can't. If you love 80s music, you're gonna love this show because it's kind of a rock concert. And it's fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously. There are beautiful, poignant moments in the show, but you're gonna leave humming the music. We all know the music, and it's just a good time.
It's a good time. So what's your of this all 80s music? What's your favorite 80s rock band?
I'm very eclectic with my music. I listen to classical, and I listen to like 90s pop, and so I don't really have a favorite. It just kind of depends on my mood that day.
That makes sense. So I know the show was set in the 80s, and you were born in the 80s, as we
It's true.
discussed. So, did you ever rock the glam rock? Because in this show, I mean,
It's a lot of 80s.
there's a lot of 80s, a lot of the scary 80s costumes in this show.
I mean, I did. I really rocked the 90s hardcore. And the 80s bled a little bit into the 90s. Like I had the, you know, the side shirts and the side pony and the crimped hair. So a little bit of 80s references.
So you've acted in a bunch of theaters across the U.S. You've acted off Broadway, and now you've been at ABT for a couple of shows. What makes Arizona Broadway Theater unique when compared to the other theaters that you've worked at?
Arizona Broadway Theater has a little bit longer rehearsal process, so I think that little bit of extra time really creates unity in the cast. And everyone is kind of a family here, and they've all worked together for a long time. And so it creates this family dynamic where it's very compassionate, and it allows you to play. And Curtis Overby especially said from day one of rehearsal for this show, I want people to play, and then we'll mold and fix later, but let me see what you bring to the table. And as an actor, I really enjoy that atmosphere.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Laurie Elizabeth Gardner playing Sherri and Rock of Ages here at Arizona Broadway Theater, running through June 19th.